Okay, again, the year in review of 2023. There was our mission statement, the league. Hopefully, if you're not a member of the league, you can join the league. We have the membership envelopes here today. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. We do have a website. Our 2024 dues are now due. If you've not paid, you can do so today or via the mail. We'll be sending out emails, reminders here shortly. Note we have not raised our dues in over 25 years. No inflation here. And everyone paid to come in today, right? All of our events are free. Yeah, that's correct. We do send out postcards, and it's primarily sent out to the general membership, those who actually do pay dues. Life members who have not paid a penny in over 25 years, they do not receive the postcards, so they should be receiving emails. If you do not receive an email from the league, please let us know, and we'll try to figure out why you're not receiving one. But for the most part, I think everyone, by the crowd we have here today, does receive emails. Here are our programs from 2023 that we had. Last February, we had the Beyond Walnut Street, remembering Pruitt Osley Sweeney, P.O. Sweeney, who was a major African-American figure in the 1900s, mid-1950s. He actually filed a lawsuit against the city to reintegrate the park system, and so he was a very major figure in African-American history. We did a preservation program here at the PD House in March. At the Locust Grove, we did a talk by John David Miles on the Walter Kaiser illustrations. Bashford Manor Bed and Breakfast, we did a talk there on relocating buildings. Kenny Karam did the newly walking tour in May. Nunlea, we went out the ice cream social and annual meeting. Black Monday, Indiana Civil War, theater history. So we did a lot of interesting things this past year. Here are some photographs from all those various events. We had a large crowd at the Bloody Monday event down at St. Martin de Tours. We had about 120 people for that. Likewise, Carl Kramer had a good attendance at his, and that the Theater History of Louisville also had a large crowd. All of these videos have received hundreds of views on YouTube. Then we did a major event in October. Hopefully everyone attended this. We did it with YPAL, the Young Professionals Association of Louisville. We had about 125 people attend this. Very popular. Then just recently, our November event, November 5th, we had our popular Fenwick lecture series there at St. Francis in the Fields. John David Miles talked about architects Hugh Nevin and Frederick Morgan. But as you can tell, we've had the Fenwick lecture series since 2003 with a variety of speakers and lectures. Been a very popular series over the years for us. And then today we're going to have Mr. Brian Bush talk in just a few minutes. Some preservation efforts that the League has been involved with over the years. The Paget House, even though it wasn't really a League event, a number of us historians kept pestering the Waterfront Development Corporation and the developer. The developer promised many years ago that he would restore the Paget House when he did those apartments along River Road. But for whatever reason, kept forgetting about renovating the Paget House. And we kept on them on a regular basis, and finally they did renovate it this past year. Turned out pretty well. And of course the Gaffney House as well. It was one that many of us in the preservation and historian community have monitored for many years. And Dr. Galen Weiss finally restored it this past September. It's beautiful in the interior. It's now a Airbnb. You can actually rent it out. It holds a lot of folks. It's a beautiful location and there along the Ohio River. And then the lower three images there, the Holy Name Convent. We still have our fingers crossed that Catholic Charities will not demo this beautiful James Gaffney building. We write letters to them, contact them on a regular basis, And we actually have several developers that would love to get hold of this and convert it to affordable housing. So we'll see how that turns out. The Old Baptist Hospital campus, we're still on top of this. It's not been demoed yet. Our philosophy is if it's not been demoed, we'll keep on trying. So it's a marathon, preservation is. It's not a sprint, and you've got to be in it for decades sometimes, like with the Paget House and the Gaffney House. But some of these, the Baptist Hospital thing's been going on, I think now 9 years, 7 or 8, 9 years with that. And then Liberty Hall, Oddfellows, in fact, we just heard a court decision on that the other day, and it's still going through the legal process. More than likely, we'll end up at the Kentucky Supreme Court with that.
Where is that, Steve?
What, the Liberty Hall? It's right adjacent to the Omni downtown, Muhammad Ali at 2nd Street, right across from the Pendennis Club. We are involved in the Kentucky Historic Markers. In fact, Sean Herron, who I've referenced here at the very bottom, did a phenomenal assessment of all, what was it, around 230 or so markers? 230 historical markers in Jefferson County.
One of the Plato's is back up.
Yeah, Plato is back up, and so is the parish marker has gone back
I
up.
haven't been over there to check that.
So what we do is we're in constant contact with the Kentucky Heritage Council on these markers. Some of you may know they disappear, they pop up here and there. There are actually a bunch of them stored in a city lot over off Lexington Road. And we do monitor this, we submit on markers, so we'll see how that goes. But thanks Sean and the others who have been involved in the marker program over the years. We've been doing a very popular series this whole year called This Date in Louisville History. We're actually in the last month of it now, in December. And you can click on it and like the fan page of our Facebook page, and you'll see it. So what's today's date in Louisville history? The Louisville Clock ran its first race. Almost, what, 50 years ago almost it ran. And it's also in a storage lot over off Lexington Road by the city that have it. But anyways, yeah, it ran. Who was there for the first running of the clock? Several of you have raised your hands. But yeah, and that photograph, the black and white photograph up there in the upper left-hand corner, that is actually a photograph from when it ran for the first time. But we have a lot of these. We have hundreds of this date and Louisville histories on our Facebook page that you can go in and look at those. And it's been we get hundreds of views of these on a regular basis of our dates in Louisville history. And again, we are on YouTube. We have over 60 videos now of Louisville history. And here are some of the sites that we visited in 2023. We do get around. We always say that we're probably the only historical society here that visits where the history took place. And we did see a lot of locations this year, a lot of historic homes and churches.
And theaters.
And theaters. We've been around. We've been all over the city. East End to West End. So here are our proposed programs for 2024. So in February, the Fraser Museum is doing an exhibit on Eliza Tevis. Hopefully some of y'all remember in February of 2022 we did a program on Eliza Tevis. If not, if you don't remember it, it's on YouTube. We videoed it, you can go back and listen to it. But Fraser is going to do a program on her, and they're going to have an open house exhibit or display one time in February, and you'll be noticed on that. But we'll go down to the Fraser and see that exhibit. And then Martina Kanaki is going to do a talk on African American Louisville medical history. And so that we'll have two programs in February, not on the same day, that says February the 18th, but they will all be on different Sundays. March the 2nd, the Soulful Sounds at Derbytown. Supposed to happen down at the Kentucky Center for the Arts.
Getting close.
Getting close, hopefully. This has been a book we've been monitoring for decades now, right there?
8 years.
Centuries?
8 years.
Okay, 8 years. It's been going on. So that'll be a big event in March. March 17th, we're looking at doing the history of quilts in the region here. February the 14th, we're going to have a major event on the 50th anniversary of the April 3rd tornado. It's going to be a large location here. We're talking to several of the churches here in the Crescent Hill area to do that event, that program there, so stay tuned. May the 19th, we're going to do a 150th history of the Kentucky Derby as such. By the way, the first Derby happened on May the 17th, so that's why we're doing it on the 19th, so it's close to when the 150th actual anniversary is. Unlike the Churchill Downs is going to do it several weeks prior, we're actually going to do it close to when the 150th anniversary actually was. June 16th, the Ice Cream Social and Annual Events, we don't have a location on that yet, but stay tuned. July, no event. August 25th, we'll be down in Portland for a history of steamboats. September, we'll probably do another pub neighborhood tour, perhaps, like we did in Butchertown. October 20th, we have Tom Owen, but stay tuned, that date might fluctuate a bit. Tom Owen is actually here today, and we were chatting about the actual time for this, but Tom will be talking about Lay of the Land at the Chow Auditorium at U of L. It may be sooner than October, but we'll see how that works out. November will be the Fenwick Lecture, and then December the 8th, we'll be back here at the PD House. So that's what we have planned in 2024. We hope you all will attend a lot of these events as we go forward, and it looks like another exciting year for the league. So without further ado,